What if the universe isn't what you think it is? What if it's not some vast, empty space, but a carefully constructed trap? And what if we, our galaxy, our entire reality are already caught inside? No, this isn't a scene from a sci-fi movie. The latest science is painting a picture of the cosmos that looks eerily like a giant spider's web. And the implications, they're more shocking than you can imagine. So what could a tiny spider possibly have in common with the single largest thing in existence? The answer to that cosmic riddle reveals a truth about our universe that's as beautiful as it is terrifying. It forces us to rethink everything from the random scatter of stars in the sky to our very place in the cosmos. Stick with us because we're about to pull on the threads of this web and ask a very serious question. Are we living inside a predator's lair? For most of history, when we looked up at the night sky, we saw beautiful chaos. A random splash of stars and galaxies. We just assumed everything was scattered around like sand thrown on a black shore. But that picture, it's completely wrong. On the biggest of scales, the universe isn't random at all, it's organized, it has a structure. Astronomers call this structure the cosmic web, and that name is almost spookily accurate. When we actually map the universe, we don't see a random cloud of galaxies. We see galaxies pulled together into these enormous interconnected threads with giant, nearly empty voids in between. It looks just like a web spun by a spider. The galaxies themselves are strung along these filaments like dewdrops on a strand of silk. And where these threads cross and knot together, that's where we find massive galaxy clusters, the sprawling, glittering cities of the cosmos. These filaments are the largest known structures in the universe. Think about that for a second. The largest anything that exists is a thread. One of the biggest we've found, the Hercules Corona Borealis Great Wall, is an almost unbelievable 10 billion light-years across. Our own Milky Way is just a tiny speck on a smaller thread inside a supercluster. We are literally living inside this web. How do we even know this? For decades it was mostly a theory. An idea that came out of computer simulations of the early universe. But now, with huge sky surveys and incredible tools like the James Webb Space Telescope, we're actually seeing it. In 2023, Webb spotted one of the earliest strands of this web ever seen. A string of 10 galaxies that formed just 830 million years after the Big Bang. This ancient 3 million light-year long structure is held in place by a brilliant quasar at its center. We're not just guessing anymore, we're mapping the web thread by glorious thread. So if the universe is a web, what or who is the spider? What kind of force could possibly spin a structure that makes galaxies look small? The answer is one of the biggest mysteries in science: dark matter. Dark matter is the invisible architect of the universe. It's some kind of substance that makes up about 85% of all matter, but it doesn't interact with light in any way. It's completely invisible to us. We only know it's there because we can feel its gravity. Without dark matter, galaxies would simply fly apart. Their stars and gas don't have enough gravitational glue to hold themselves together. Right after the Big Bang, the universe was a hot, dense soup of particles, but it wasn't perfectly smooth. There were tiny little differences in density. As the universe expanded and cooled, gravity started to work its magic. And it was the gravity of dark matter that did all the heavy lifting. dark matter started clumping up, creating a massive invisible scaffold of halos and long, thin filaments. The normal matter, the stuff we're made of, the atoms in stars and planets and people, makes up only a tiny fraction of the cosmic budget. It was simply pulled into the dark matter framework that was already there. So when we see galaxies lined up along a filament, we're seeing the visible stuff that has settled onto these immense invisible highways of dark matter. These filaments are like rivers of dark matter, and the galaxies are just boats being carried along by the current, funneling in the gas and dust they need to form stars and grow. The cosmic web isn't just a static skeleton, it's a dynamic, life-giving network that has shaped the entire universe. It's a mind-bending idea, I know, and if you're enjoying this trip into the deepest mysteries of the cosmos, consider subscribing. We have so much more of this web to explore together. Okay, so let's get back to that unsettling question. If this web gives life, how can it also be a trap? This is where the metaphor gets a little darker. The trap isn't evil or intelligent, but it is absolute. It's the trap of gravity. The same dark matter that built the scaffolding for the universe also makes sure nothing can ever really leave it. Galaxies are gravitationally locked to these filaments. They are born there, they live there, and they will die there. They get channeled along these cosmic superhighways, pulled endlessly toward the giant clusters at the intersections, where they eventually merge and get torn apart in galactic pileups. There's no escaping the web. Our own Milky Way is currently on a collision course with our neighbor Andromeda, as we're both pulled along the same cosmic thread toward the Virgo supercluster. But the trap is deeper than that. It's also a trap for our minds. Think about a fly caught in a web. It can't possibly perceive the whole structure it's caught in. Our understanding is also limited by where we are. We see the universe from one tiny planet, in one galaxy, on one filament out of billions. Some philosophers argue that space isn't an empty box, but something that is actively shaped by the matter inside it. In the cosmic web, there's no single center of the universe, and no real edge. There are just filaments and voids, nodes and connections, countless different spaces, all woven together. This is where science starts to feel like poetry. The artist Thomas Saraceno builds huge installations inspired by the similarities between spider webs and the cosmic web. He wonders if spiders, which are incredibly sensitive to vibrations, experience the world in a way we can't. Maybe they even sense the invisible structures all around us. He asks if they build their webs according to an invisible score, maybe one written by dark matter itself. Now, is that a bit of a poetic leap? Sure, but it gets at something profound. Our reality is shaped by invisible forces we're only just starting to map. The trap, then, is a trap of perception. It's a reminder that what we see is just a tiny piece of what's real. This idea of a cosmic web, a hidden structure connecting everything, isn't just for scientists. It echoes through our stories and myths. And you've definitely seen it before, most famously in the Spider-Verse. In the comics and movies, the great web of life and destiny connects every reality of every spider person. Each strand is a whole universe, and the intersections are where those worlds can cross. It's a wild pop culture mirror of the actual science. The great web in the Spider-Verse works just like the real cosmic web. a fundamental architecture that connects worlds that seem totally separate into one giant whole. And that's probably not a coincidence. The spider web has always been a powerful symbol for us. It represents fate, connection, creation, and illusion. It brings to mind the butterfly effect, the idea that one tiny action can send vibrations shaking through the whole system. Whether it's the web of fate spun by the norns in Norse mythology, or Indra's net in Buddhist philosophy, or the web of the Spider-Verse, we've always been drawn to the idea that we're part of some grand, interconnected design. The most incredible part is that now science is confirming it. We live inside that story. We are all connected by invisible threads of gravity and dark matter, our fates tangled together on a cosmic scale. So to circle back, is the universe one big spider trap? The answer in a few complicated ways is yes. Scientifically, it's a structure that looks just like a web, built by invisible dark matter that traps galaxies and controls their entire lives. There's no getting out from its gravitational pull. Philosophically, it's a trap for our perception, showing us that we're part of a reality so vast we can never see all of it. And culturally, it's a powerful metaphor that has run through our stories for centuries, a symbol for a universe where everything is connected. The universe isn't the random, empty void we once thought. It's a structure of breathtaking complexity and beauty. A living, breathing superorganism woven from space-time itself. And we aren't just looking at it, we are part of the weave. We're caught in its beautiful, terrifying, and life-giving threads. So the next time you look up at the night sky, don't just see the stars. See the threads connecting them. See the web. And ponder this: if we are all caught in this web together, what vibrations are our actions, our discoveries, and our choices sending out into the cosmos? Let us know what you think in the comments. And for more explorations into the universe's biggest questions, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.